Thanks so much for joining us here on this Friday at noon. I'm Brooke Hash. Our top story takes us back to D.C. after that midair disaster in our nation's capital. A massive investigation now underway both in the frigid waters of the Potomac River and at the NTSB, where the American Airlines black boxes are now being examined. And we're learning more about the victims of that crash who are on that plane coming from Wichita, Kansas. Here's ABC's Nicole D'Antonio.
Under heavy rain, divers today returning to the wreckage in the waters of the Potomac. Working with the NTSB, they will help locate more bodies, more parts of the aircraft, and more clues. The black boxes, the flight data recorder, and cockpit voice recorder from the American Airlines plane now in the NTSB lab for evaluation.
We're starting the process of not only opening those up, but to begin the extraction of the data.
Wednesday, American Airlines Flight 5342 flying towards Reagan National Airport, runway 33, with just 2,400 more feet left to go. The Army Black Hawk helicopter approaching from the other side of the Potomac River when the two collided. An early focus for the investigation, the flight path and altitude of the helicopter. Preliminary data showing it was flying about 350 feet when it should have been under 200. One expert says early indications suggest the helicopter pilots may have been looking at the wrong plane when they told the tower they saw that American jet.
Once you acknowledge or ask for visual separation, then the controller kind of relaxes a little bit because he thinks, well, that aircraft sees the other one.
There were 64 passengers and crew on the American Airlines flight and 3 soldiers on the Black Hawk helicopter. No one survived. U.S. Figure Skating says 14 athletes were on the plane with their coaches and family members returning from a training camp. Spencer Lane, killed alongside his mom Christine, was a 16-year-old figure skating phenom.
Was a force of nature. He just had amazing athletic abilities.
American Airlines mourning the loss of 4 crew members, including First Officer Samuel Lilly, just 29 years old and newly engaged, and Ian Epstein, one of 2 flight attendants. His family saying in a statement, he loved being a flight attendant because he truly enjoyed traveling and meeting new people, but his true love was his family. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Arlington, Virginia.
The Army has yet to publicly identify the crew members of that Black Hawk, but they have confirmed all 3 were experienced pilots based out of Fort Belvoir, Virginia. Still taking a lot of looks there in D.C., and that will be something that we watch over the next coming days and weeks. Sam, back here at home, the weather they're seeing there, kind of what we had yesterday into this morning.
Yeah, normally, of course, Brooke, you know, the weather patterns move west to east, so they're dealing with the rainfall that we dealt with yesterday. And let me tell you, it came down at a pretty good rate. We did see upwards of about a quarter of an inch of rain since midnight last night. Some heftier totals were found down to the south, but keep in mind, the majority of the rain did fall yesterday, and that's where we did see a total accumulation with the rain ranging from a solid inch to inch and a half, actually. Ali International coming in at 1.21 inches of the rainfall. Bowman Field collecting 1.16, and towards the Bardstown region, again, they were at 1.77 inches of the rainfall from yesterday and going into much of early this morning. We can say goodbye to that front. You can see the cloud deck is basically cutting us in half right now. Notice the western side of Kentuckiana dealing with some sun. Out to the east, we're still dealing with some clouds looking to be lingering. And a live look right now at the junction in Louisville, we're noticing some patches of sunshine. It'll be a pretty quiet afternoon, and it's also going to be a warm one. The average high temperatures in the mid-40s this time of the year. We're going to be cranking those readings into the low 60s for a lot of the area, and that's going to open the door for a dry, fairly mild weekend ahead. I'll be talking more about that weekend forecast coming up.
All right, thank you, Sam. Metro Police are investigating after a man fell into an empty tanker and died. It happened just after 2 yesterday afternoon at Louisville Trailer Wash on East Main Street. Louisville Fire said the man fell into a tank and was trapped inside for about 40 minutes before he was removed. He was taken to a local hospital where he died. Another man is in critical condition after he was struck by a car at a Dixie Highway crosswalk. Late yesterday afternoon, a woman was driving northbound on Dixie and came to an intersection at Blanton Lane where she had the green light. Police said while passing through that intersection, a man on a bike attempted to cross near a crosswalk and was struck. The woman stopped immediately and called for help. No other vehicles were involved and no charges are expected for the driver. A Louisville group is addressing gun violence by putting the people personally affected at the forefront.
It's tough. I'm sitting with a lot of questions. this is a place where I want to show up. If I can be one voice that can advance a critical issue like this in our society, I want to be part of that.
That's Marianne Elliott, who is among the speakers at last night's community conversation organized by Parents Against Violent Engagement. Her husband, Tommy Elliott, was killed in that shooting at Old National Bank nearly 2 years ago. The goal of the event was to bring victims and loved ones face to face with local lawmakers and police to discuss solutions. PAVE, as it's called, has an open house to discuss its mission tonight at 6 o'clock at the Southwick Community Center. Shootings are down nearly 40% in Louisville since 2020. That was a big focus of Mayor Craig Greenberg's State of the City address. He spoke about significant improvements in public safety, including decreases in carjackings, aggravated assaults, and robberies. He also revealed Metro Police have identified and arrested an entire criminal gang operating in the city.
Carjackings down, aggravated assaults down, robberies down, and last year more illegal street racing cars were taken off our streets than any year in our city's history.
The mayor also showed off new renderings of a revamped Belvedere, a project made possible by a portion of $100 million from the state budget last year. Many of the state leaders who approved that funding, including Republican House Majority Whip Jason Nemus, were listening in on the state of the city.
We think our mayor's on the right track, and so he's going to enjoy our support as long as he's fighting for the things that we believe in.
Greenberg is asking for even more state funding and legislative aid in the 2025 year, but Nina says the priority is to see progress with the money already appropriated, like for the Community Care Campus project. He said lawmakers likely would not address more funding until the next budget cycle. Mayor Greenberg also announced the kickoff of free tax preparation services in the Metro today, just in time for tax season. The services are offered through the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. Qualifying Louisville residents can get help filing out their tax forms and filing them with the IRS. To be eligible, your income must be under $67,000 a year.